or are there hidden fractures within the GOP ahead of this vote, something that maybe we aren't aware of as you're so close to it, Congressman?
Well, I think we may be leaning on Jesus a little bit in conference today to get these members who are leaning no. They're not positively no. The ones that you listed, David, are correct. I know leadership's been talking with them, and J.D. Vance is going to be at our conference meeting in about an hour. I know President Trump has been in contact with these individuals. You're not going to change Thomas Massey's mind. That's okay. I think there will be some Democrats who come over who want to give a 20% pay raise to lower enlisted servicemen and women. They don't want a Democrat shutdown because it will be detrimental to our economy. There are Democrats, though, who want to throw nails in the road to flatten the tires of DOGE, basically. And that's why they're doing this. Previously, they would say there's no way we could vote for a shutdown of the government. And now they are, because they don't like what Elon Musk is doing, and they don't like putting America first.
Congressman, I'd like to get you on the record then this morning. How do you plan to vote? That is question A. Secondly, though, I think the bigger overarching question, Congressman, is that if, in fact, this continuing resolution passes, it basically gets us to September, which is the start or the end of September, which puts us right on tap for the start of a new fiscal year, which means we've gone an entire fiscal year without a full budget. We've passed continuing resolution after continuing resolution. And when I say we, you and your colleagues have passed continuing resolution after continuing resolution. This has got to stop. The American people deserve a budget, do they not?
They do. I will be voting yes for the CR, even though I hate them. It's like eating your broccoli. We've got to eat our broccoli so we can move on and do a couple of things. As I've mentioned before, we have 3 trains on 3 separate tracks. We've got the reconciliation process that's moving forward now, being worked out with the Senate. We've got the current resolution that we're going to pass, I hope today, that will extend the 2025 budget until the end of September under current spending levels. And then we have the 2026 budget. We're expecting that from the president in the next month or two, and appropriations is already looking at the discretionary spending, which is only about 25% of what we spend in America. Once we get that top line number from the president that's agreed on with the 4 corners of the House and Senate, that will go to the Appropriations Committee. And like last year, I just talked with Tom Cole in his office last night, the chair of Appropriations, we will get all 12 appropriation bills out of committee. Whether we get them passed on the House,
will they get voted on, Congressman?
Story. We got 5.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Last year.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but will they get voted on? Because that's where we are. We got all 12 out of committee, but they've never all 12 been voted on. You've only got maybe half, correct?
We passed 5 of them. The reason the others didn't get on the floor, or one failed actually, is because we shoot ourselves in the foot. The Republicans do, because these bills weren't perfect. And so some Republicans refused to vote for them. I made it a point, Terrence, I will never criticize another Republican for the way they vote. That's between them, their constituents, their conscience, and God. But for goodness sake, folks, we've got to get our act together. We've got to get back to regular order. The American people demand it. You are not going to have perfection on Capitol Hill. I guarantee you that.
Yeah. Hey, Congressman, the Dow dropped 900 points yesterday. We all know about that. I mean, obviously, tariffs are a portion of the reason, if not the main reason. Who knows what the main reason exactly is? But most people will say tariffs played an integral part in all of this. Having said, kind of where are you on all of this? It seems like we're going 1 step back to go 2 steps forward potentially. I just wanted to kind of get your sense on that, because ultimately you wonder if the recession word that President Trump wouldn't rule out, and I feel like the markets got spooked by that.
Well, look, I think this is a correction in the market. I don't play the stock market. I don't have individual stocks. Got a 401k, but I don't really know what's in it. And so I don't look at the stock market every day. I know it's going to have its ups and downs. But when I was in the news media, David, I remember doing stories on this. You cannot look at these corrections and think, well, our economy is going to hell in the handbasket. This is just a natural occurrence in the markets, and we're going to see this. It's a good time to buy, probably, if you're looking for stocks to make a deal on something. Not that I'm a financial advisor.
Let me just quickly follow up on that, because we've been hearing a lot from the Treasury Secretary and the Commerce Secretary that when the tax cuts get going later this year, that we're going to really see this big boom in the economy. Well, that would suggest that they really better go for this one big beautiful bill in the House rather than two bills in the Senate. Don't you think so?
It's becoming more apparent, and we've been saying this, myself and Jason Smith, the chairman of Ways and Means, also from Missouri, and this is what Trump wanted, the one big beautiful bill. Can you imagine dealing with two of these now with all this going on Capitol Hill? I mean, we can't even it's very frustrating. And so this one big beautiful bill is going to renew the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which will prevent the largest tax increase in U.S. history. It will prevent thousands of small business owners from going out of business. It will save the average family more than $2,000 in taxes. We've got to get this done for the American people.
Yeah. Well, Congressman Mark Alford, we thank you for being with us today. Keep us posted on what happens, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Say a prayer for us, will you?
We'll do it.
Absolutely.